What up? What up? Whoop whoop. So, I'm not posting from the gym as you can see because I did not take out my microphone while I was doing any training. And I don't know, I just didn't feel like it. I will narrate over my footage later. Um, it was an interesting day in the gym. I got everything done. I met the targets on the rep out sets, but everything felt very heavy. Um, And I guess that's okay because that's what it's like sometimes when you come back from a deload. I'm getting ready to meet a friend for lunch. I'm very excited about that. She's basically my best friend in the whole world. I love her. She's indispensable to me. And I am at what is going to be my place of employment in a couple of weeks. So if you want to take a look at the view, there you go. There's another side. Whee! So yeah, um, it's what it is. Because I've lived in the city for so long, it doesn't excite me much. I know I shouldn't say that, but it's the truth. Anyway, so yeah, I'm just kind of recording this so that I can post it before I post my training later, which again went okay. It is nice to get the heavier stuff back in my hands, and at least heavier compared to a deload. And I'm excited. I think that the last block is going to go well, even with my schedule starting to change a little bit. Because what are you going to do? Not train? That's definitely not an option. All right. There's going to be quite a bit of narration. Doing something a little bit unusual, and I'm posting pretty much all of my work sets from yesterday. So this was the first set of 8. Yes, 8 at 175 pounds. That's not too much. I did the calculation, and it's about 75 to 76% of where I estimate my one rep max would be, which is nowhere near my competition max, sadly. And thinking about that does make me a little sad, but that's fine. That's fine. So these moved okay. I did not get to use the combo rack or the kilo plates because somebody else was using them for bench. So I had a choice, which was just use the power rack or be stupid and wait to use the combo. I wasn't going to do that because I had some place to be. You could see that was a pretty decent set. Nice depth. I took this one from this angle, and I like it because look at the American flag back there. Look at the U.S. flag. Look, these are some patriotic as fuck squats. I don't know. I just thought it was kind of funny. But yes, similar thing. Decent depth. This angle doesn't quite show the depth as well as the other one does, but I promise you, I got plenty low enough and handled the weight very well. Was managed to stay upright, keep my chest up. Um, everything felt easy, felt good. I did have a moment after the first set where I thought, oh shit, I feel a little bit of tightness in my back after coming off the deload, but it went away. What I found is that, adjusting my bracing, so, if I feel something like that, like, okay, let's get a little tighter, let's make sure that we're handling it, that usually does help. But, if something really does start to hurt, I don't push it. I'll just say, okay, we're going to call it for today. This was the last set. And you're going to notice here on the unrack how incredibly crooked the bar is. But look at my arms. You'll see, too, that one of them is kind of positioned shorter than the other one. Like my left elbow, you see how much higher it is? I just have, different length arms. And so that leads to the bar sitting the way it does. But it caused me zero pain. And I honestly don't even feel it when it's on my back. And so I know it looks askew and it doesn't look aesthetically very attractive. But fuck it, we don't lift because of how it looks. We just move the weight. And yeah, it's fine. So this was the rep out of 10. That was the target. There was no way I was going to get more than 10 reps. There just wasn't any way. I was struggling. It was definitely one of those sessions where you're like, okay, well, now we're back to moving quote unquote real weight again, and let's get back into it. So these were not difficult, but they were definitely all that I had to give. You'll see there's this weird moment here where somebody was standing in front of me and re-racking or putting a barbell back. It didn't distract me. It's just kind of weird because, I try to stay focused on looking straight ahead. And yeah, it's not as bad as somebody stepping away from you or taking a plate off of your rack while you're squatting, which has happened and is stupid. Don't do that. Here we go. This is the last rep. It actually looked easier than it felt. It felt a lot tougher than it actually looked. Looked at the video and I was like, wow, that didn't look like the struggle that it felt it was. But I got the target, so I was happy with that. And then we went on to deadlifts. 240 pounds for sets of 10 with the rep out target of 12. This was the first set. Pretty decent. Happy with the wedging, happy with my hip position. I have been a lot more consistent about trying to keep my hips in the same place and just focusing on hinging the bar up, keeping my back tight, and just making sure that those shoulders kind of stay over the bar long enough to get the bar up over my quads and drag into the lockout. Still always a work in progress, but I was really happy with how these moved. It was exhausting though. 10 reps for a set of deadlifts. That shit ain't no joke. Even at 240 pounds, which is, it's light, but it is a lot of reps. That was the first set. Decent enough. You'll see in the rep out set that I encountered yet again my favorite, aka not my favorite, problem with these platforms. The bar starts to roll, even with my deadlift wedges there to kind of keep it from moving too much. What are you going to do? The building is crooked, so the shit moves. But yeah, I wasn't sure how these were going to go either because my back was a little sore after the squats. Not sore, but tired. But they went fine. This was, the second set, it moved about as well as the first. You'll see that the third one does start to slow down a little bit. And I almost didn't think I was going to get the 12 reps, but I surprised myself. Here we go. You can see I got to slow it looked on number 10. And here we go. This was the last one coming up after the usual belt toss. Ba-doop. All right, final set of deads. You know how we are. Got to get a little psyched up. Let's go. I did an extra whack because I was trying to really motivate myself. I was not confident in my ability to get all 12 of these just because by this point I was really tired. And this was early in the morning. I think it was like around 8 o'clock at this point. I'm not a big fan of AM training, if I'm being honest. I'm not a morning person at all. But I'm trying to acclimate myself to the idea of morning training since it's something I'll probably have to do once I start working to get something in before I report to work. And then, when schedule changes, maybe even try to go after work sometimes. You go when you can. That's been my philosophy. So you see the bar starting to move a little bit. It really moves in a second here, which annoyed the shit out of me. I won't say that it threw me off because I just like, all right, well, we'll just have to adjust and just keep repping them out. I think it was right after this. You'll see, yep, there it goes. See, it's completely crooked. So I had to completely adjust my feet and my positioning. But, I was determined. It's like, I'm going to finish this shit. Just don't even try to stop me. And by that point, too, my wedges had moved, so not ideal. But, I've deadlifted outside during the pandemic in the grass, so I can't use my platform as an excuse. And we got it. 12 reps. A lot of reps. Last thing, dumbbell presses at 40 pounds. Really easy. I didn't even use my wrist wraps. Rep out target for these was 12. I hit them all fairly smooth. You see how I'm really trying to get down and get that pec stretch at the bottom of each rep. And boy, am I feeling that today. Like, I definitely think that dumbbell press is something that I'm going to program for myself a lot more when I finish this template, because you can feel that pec stretch. And I think that means, there's growth there. And isn't that why we do this? Because we want to get big. And that's why I do it. Yeah, there's not much more to add. Back in the saddle, a little exhausted, but we're going to get through it. And that is that. Thank you for watching.